Hello and welcome to Challenge to Build. In today's video, I am going to be going over what I believe can be one of the most frustrating aspects of doing your own repair work on either your cars or trucks, and that is exhaust work. I can't tell you how many times I have gone to the parts store to buy these little specific pieces, these exhaust adapters, and you go to the store, having taken your measurements, you buy not just one of these, sometimes you buy 3 or 4 of these, so this way here you have what you think is the right adapter, only to come home, realize that you go to put up all the adapters that you bought and none of them fit your exhaust. Well, today in this review, I'm going to show you how to solve those problems, save money, and ultimately lower your frustration level with this. This is a tool that I should have bought many, many years ago. I haven't had it long. I've only used it a few times, and man, it is the cat's meow. This is the Astro Tools exhaust pipe stretching kit, and I'm going to show you how I use it here in my shop today. So let's get into the review. So first up for the review, I'm going to go ahead and pull it back out of the packaging. The first thing you will notice is you get this nice hard plastic carrying case for the kit. Inside you have the manufacturer's user manual and warranty information. You're going to want to take a minute to kind of look through this to familiarize yourself with the kit, make sure all the pieces are here. Then you will notice that you have 5, I had to count them there for a second. You have 5 different individual collet sets along with the actual expander. And it's nice because it's actually on a bearing. So as you tighten, the bearings help keep everything in motion nice and smoothly. Followed by another collet for the expander. So there's 2 different size collets for the expander, and then these slip over like so. So as I continue to go through the review, I'll use it. You will notice that they seem to be covered with some grease, and that is accurate. What I try to do is I actually started using white lithium grease on this to kind of help everything stay cool, stay lubricated, and work a little bit more smoothly. Also, they have high temp grease for the threads, which this is extremely important for the actual expander because you want this to last a really, really long time. So that is what you basically get in the kit. There are 2 things that you are going to need with this kit. One of which is going to be a 28mm impact socket. This one is from Tekton, I think. This one I bought on Amazon as well. This is specifically a impact style expander. So you are going to need either an electric impact gun, a battery impact gun, or a pneumatic impact gun. This one is from Bauer. This is an extremely important aspect of how this kit works. Among the other minor things is going to be hearing protection. You are going to want to have earplugs, earmuffs of some kind, because using the impact driver along with the expander, depending on your environment, can get very loud. You may be asking yourself, well, wait a minute, you said you were going to save me money. In the long term, yes, if you do a lot of repair work on vehicles, the long-term investment on something like this will ultimately save you money. Keep in mind, gas prices are higher, the parts are becoming harder to get, and if you start making your own pieces, you can save money by buying longer lengths of pipe and then ultimately cutting and expanding what you need. So first up for getting expanded is I'm going to expand this piece of pipe here for this piece to slip into. This is our 2.5-inch OD, and this is 2.25 ID. So I'm going to expand this approximately 1/4 of an inch. So the first thing I'm going to go grab out of the kit is the expanding collet, and then going for the slip-in collet that best fits the application. Like I said, one thing that I do like to do, that I started doing myself, is spraying down the collet kit. Another thing you're going to want to do is apply the high temp grease to the threads. Kind of did it backwards, but I am going to put a little bit more on just to play it safe. Apply a liberal amount around the bolt. Then you take your impact driver. This is where the 28mm comes in handy. Watch your fingers. Tighten it up. Now we're ready to expand it. This is also where hearing protection comes into play. When you're in the shop, it can get very loud. So protect your ears, take a minute, put some muffs on, some earplugs, and now we're ready to expand. It does create a decent amount of heat. That's why I like to spray it down. They also say after you expand it, you want to rotate the expander a little bit to soften some of the edges. So move it, spin it, and expand again. You also want to make sure that you work in small increments, because you certainly don't want to overexpand it. You can't bring it back once you take it too far. So again, we're not setting records with expanding this, so just take your time and enjoy the build. And this is why you want to take your time and every once in a while loosen the expander, take it out, and rotate it. Because as the expander opens, you get these flat spots and openings that happen within the collet, which creates kind of like a flat spot in the pipe. So as you expand, you want to take it and then rotate your expander. This way here, you expand the pipe evenly in circumference. And that right there is a joint ready for a clamp and super tight. So once you clamp that, my guess is you won't have any leak there. So now you just saw what it took me to expand that piece of pipe. It does take a little bit of time, but remember, the amount of time that you spend with this kit and the quality of adapters that you can make over once you get used to using the system and the pieces and become more accustomed with expanding the pipe, this does a phenomenal job, as you can see, expanding the pipe equally, allowing you to make a nice tight exhaust joint. So I think it's worth the time and the money for something like this to do the repairs that need to be done. So now what I'm going to do is switch out. I'm going to try to use it on the stainless and then wrap up this review video and get back to work on my truck. So next up is a piece of 2 3/4 inch OD outside diameter stainless steel 16 gauge. This is for the truck that I'm working on, and this here is a piece of exhaust pipe from that truck, and what I'm trying to do is make a turn down out of this 90, and I need this pipe, not this piece specifically, but the piece under the truck that's the same diameter, to be able to slip into this piece. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is change out the collet, and there are different sizes for the collets. You have a more narrow inside diameter, which fits the smaller collet expander, and then you also have more of a wider inside diameter, which fits a bigger size collet. So it's just a matter of taking it apart pretty simply. You unscrew the expanding nut on the back of it. You pull off that expander, and I just slip it into one of the collets, and then on goes the new expander. Throw on some grease. The grease really does help prolong the life of the bolt, which is going to make this tool last a really long time. And then just like before, find the collet that best fits the pipe, which this is a perfect size. This kit has the ability to expand pipe from 1 5/8 inch inside diameter all the way up to 4 1/4 inches. So a lot of versatility within this kit. And the next thing I'm going to do before I slip on the collet is hit this up with some more white lithium, slip on the collet, hit the collet real quick, and away we go yet again. Now this one, I have to be careful, just like before. I don't want to overexpand it because I don't need to go that far. Hearing protection, and we're ready to go. So this is why we do these kind of tests, right? As you saw, my Bauer is struggling to expand the 16 gauge stainless steel. It is doing the job, but because of the strength of the stainless, the Bauer only has an advertised 300 foot-pounds of tightening torque. So I think we're finding the limit of that with this pipe. You saw how hot it was getting with the smoke coming off. That's also why I started using some lithium grease to just kind of keep everything lubricated. So the question is, for me, I wonder what it would take to expand the stainless steel using this kit. Anyway, if you're trying to expand mild steel exhaust tubing, this kit works very well. Using just a basic impact driver, the kit works phenomenally well. Makes quality expansion joints for the pipe and will work for steel pipe with the tools that I have from 1 5/8" all the way up to 4 1/4. I guess at some point, stay tuned for a part 2 maybe on what it's actually going to take to expand the stainless. So that concludes this review. I can honestly say it didn't end the way that I wanted it to, but it's an honest review on how this equipment works. And again, for steel pipe, basic repair, it's a great buy, and I'm not done with this yet. I guess that's why we call it Challenge to Build. So thanks for watching. Get out there, go challenge your build, and I'll see you in an upcoming video and/or review.